Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another week of learning here. I am Mr. Martin with my co-host Violet, coming from an undisclosed location where we are still quarantined. I want to thank everybody, try to get back into the swing of things here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Remember, the latest news is that on May 15th, that's the date we're supposed to be doing Learning from Home till. Please listen for any updates. Things change. Whatever it is, we're going to do what we need to do to stay safe and get all our work done here for the Memorial family. All right, two things I want to point out, or one thing here, is that by May 13th, if you call Comcast, they're still offering the free internet. All right, now you might need to keep an eye on this video and pause it and stop it, because the phone numbers are down the bottom. Get up to the screen, go ahead, and you can see all the phone numbers that you need to call on there. Right? So there's the price, $9.95. It's a good deal if you don't have internet and you need it. All right, how you doing, Violet? A couple things. Now that we got to get back into a routine. Hopefully everybody, even though you were quarantined, had an opportunity to get some rest. You want to make sure that you're checking in with your teacher a few times a week, right? If you try to do something and you struggle doing it, don't go crazy, right? Most of the projects and most of the teachers I talk to, things don't have to be done within minutes, right? If you find yourself spending 5 hours a day on a project, that's probably a little too much, right? So just do a little bit each day, reach out to your teacher, they'll get back to you, and then you'll be able to get that work done. But make sure that you're at least getting into that classroom, looking what the project is or your assignment, and go ahead and get it done and stay on task. Okay? The other thing that I was asked to put up here is in language arts class, especially where you're doing writing, now that everybody's on technology, we do a lot of cutting and pasting or whatever, you are not allowed to plagiarize. You're not allowed to copy somebody else's work and say it's yours. So be aware there is a policy for that. You want to make sure that you read what you have to. Go ahead. If you do copy something, make sure you cite the work, right, with footnotes and all those things. But you need to make sure that all your work is your work. All right. Yearbooks, yes. Long time ago, we were in school, and Miss Brooks put out an email, and some of you even paid for it. But I'm just going to read this. Yearbooks are still available for purchase and can be paid for using a credit or debit card. Any student who already ordered one, you're still on the list. You don't need to reorder one. All right. Payment is owed, and it will be collected when you get the yearbook. So email Miss Brooks at abrooks@bonding.org. She'll take your yearbook order, and you'll pay for it when it comes in. And this has definitely been a year you don't want to forget. So go ahead and get your yearbooks. Block classes. Now, we weren't sure before, but this is our last week that you will be in our current block classes. All right, so Violet, you're going from the walker to the crawling stage. That's your new block, it's crawling. So we're going to go ahead and give you the codes that you're going to need to do. You don't have to do this now, but if you look up here, you look at your current year schedule in Genesis, you'll see what F5 is. That's your last block of the year. If you have STEAM for that last block, this is going to be your code. You don't need to do it now. Finish up this week in your current classroom. Over the weekend, log back in, join a class. Here it is. For STEM, these are right up here. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see this. You can bring this video back up, and you can go ahead and find out what section you're in to do that. So there's STEAM, STEM. Here's art, world language, and, of course, the last one is music. Now, I will put these up again Friday, all right, but you do not need to do these now, but make sure that you do get them up there. Look at these for when you start Monday. If you don't know what block you're going to be in, email any teacher. They can pull up your schedule, and we'll go from there. Make sure you're ready to go Monday. All right, Sunday night's probably best to get your first assignment. Now it's time to give a few shout-outs. We've been gone for a while. The students and teachers shout-out section. Here you go, bud. The first one is, remember, if we think back a while, students that were doing all their assignments and turning in all their work were going to be put into a raffle to win hard copy books from our very own Miss Culligan. And it should have been, and the forms were submitted, and there were 243 nominated. That's a lot of students that are doing all their work. Keep up the good work. Randomly selected were Jennifer Medina Rodriguez, who was nominated by Ms. Dupree, and Joseph Sharp by Ms. Krolzak. So make sure that when you get back to school, go downstairs to see Ms. Culligan. She will autograph the hard copy book for you and take a picture. If, for some strange reason, we do not go back to school, it'll be autographed and put in the mail out to you. Now, Miss Wolf's class also had a contest, and Troy Mercado, Anthony Bernard, Darina Shevlenko, Brian Cruz Rojas, and Elijah Kurlak, you are the winners. It says, after reading The Watsons Go to Birmingham, the students in the class were assigned the task of recreating an original book cover that included symbols relevant to the book. All right, so everybody who did that, they had 5 winners because there was a 2-way tie for 4th place. And each winner was given a $5 gift card. It was mailed from Wawa. Violet did hers, so I will give her her $5 gift card now. You want this card? Here you go. That's your $5 gift card. All right? Cool. The next project was from Miss Jenkins. And Miss Jenkins gave all her students the opportunity for extra credit by entering the Scholastic Hardest Math Question Contest in November. Ashley entered and got the first challenge problem correct. So the second challenge problem was released in January. And she successfully finished that part. So Ashley was the only one from VMS to be correct in her work and answers for challenge number 2. Her name was entered to the Scholastic Grand Prize winner of a brand new laptop. Ashley was one out of 130 students in the United States to complete both challenge questions correctly, and 1 of 5 from New Jersey. We couldn't be prouder of Ashley, and Miss Jenkins, I'm sure, is as well. So great job, Ashley. The next shout out is for Miss Kelly, who was our Teacher of the Month for March. Miss Kelly was nominated for her enthusiasm for teaching, how much she cares for her dinkerdoos. Her classroom lessons are interactive, fun, and creative. She also did a great job coordinating all the safety patrol activities and pie night before we got quarantined. That was for March. And for April, we have Miss Curran. Miss Curran was nominated for going above and beyond with her students and coworkers. She's very knowledgeable about technology, and she is always willing to help out any way she can. So congratulations again to Miss Kelly and to Miss Curran. Now, coming up on the 30th, we have something special. This is not required. This is a 1-hour special with Paul Cirillo about living in the International Space Station. Again, you don't have to memorize this now. It'll be up here, rewind. But from 2 to 3 o'clock on April 30th, you can go here and do a live look-in at the International Space Station. That's something to do, especially because we are quarantined. Now, I've asked the teachers to send me some things about how they kept over the break social distancing. All right, let me fix your little turvy there. All right, and Violet's still a little too young to understand why we need to quarantine, but she might figure it out for whatever reason it is. We have here our next teacher. Mr. Brosh sent this picture in from Arizona. He was social distancing. Notice he's staying at least 6 feet away from the cactus. All right, here's Miss Supa. She went out west where there's not a soul to be seen. She set her phone up and it automatically took the picture. Here's Miss Todd. Took a flight up on her helicopter to the North Pole where she is by herself doing what she needs to. Now, Mr. Greenfield was out trying to get people to come to a haircut shop. Notice he's out of control because he's trying to talk to a car. There's nobody driving the car. So, Mr. Greenfield, we hope you feel better and that you're back from your little trip, whatever that was. Here's Mr. Cressy taking his train to nowhere. He just had to get out of the house. He's going stroke crazy. So, that's what that is. Miss Johnson was asked to give a speech about social distancing. When she got there, she realized that everybody in the audience was social distancing. But I heard the speech was really good, and everybody in attendance loved it. Here's Miss Davis, who's out in her vineyards, taking a picture where she has acres and acres of nothing but green and great grapes. You can't eat the card. It's for Wawa. Say Wawa. Here's Mr. Camp. He is taking a well-deserved break in a different location than in his office. And there I am. I went to the Oval Office while President Trump wasn't in there, just trying to figure out what makes sense of the show and anything else we need to do. But we're all social distancing. When we go out, we wear masks. Now, the last teacher shout-out we'll give to is Miss Ruiz. She created this motivational video, and after you say it, you'll know that you have the ability to do anything you want. And as you can see, Miss Ruiz, that's motivation. If she can do that, you can do anything that you want to. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Silver Bowling Pin Award. It's been a while since we gave that out, but it's given out to the faculty member who goes over and above their job to make sure everybody can do their job better. So here is Miss Johnson awarding that video.
In her office for quite some time, and we were talking about it the other day. So I said, Nurse Kelly, it's time to pass the bowling pin on to another colleague that you feel goes above and beyond each day for our students. And basically, Michelle, our food service manager, is receiving our bowling pin today. You get to keep it for about a month. You have to choose someone else on our staff that you feel goes above and beyond to help our students and each other. She said that you spent a lot of time helping our students count their carbs, our diabetic students. So we appreciate it. And she also said you're always eager to help in any way. So it's my pleasure to hand this bowling pin to you today. So put it in your office, and every time you see it, think about the ways that you help our students.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Oh, yeah. Elbow bump. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so congratulations again on that award. Doing a great job getting the food out to everybody that needs the food. And we will end with a music presentation shout out. Now, this student didn't want their name given, so we won't give their name, but we're going to end the video like we did last time, where we'll end with a beautiful music song that was given to us. And look, we want to make sure that everybody is following our 3 Bs. Our 3 Bs are very important. Be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Do your work. Finish up strong. I know it's tough. I know the weather's nice outside, so go out and take your breaks. Make sure you get back onto a schedule, get into a routine, and we want everybody to continue to do their work. If we go back to school, great. If we don't, you know the Memorial family will get through this no matter what we have to do. Signing off until Friday. Have a great week.
You shouted out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but all your bullets ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away.